Good evening, Oli. What a dramatic move this was, and unexpected.
Dramatic indeed, and it could be a significant moment for the Labour Party here in the UK, but also for British politics as well, because there is a very real chance that some MPs from the Conservative Party, the party in government, may be considering their futures as well. On both sides of the House, in both main parties, there has been a level of disquiet among a number of MPs about the direction of their parties, and so what we're seeing here are the first steps in a genuine split in the UK's Labour Party. 7 MPs resigning from the party, saying they can't stomach Jeremy Corbyn's leadership anymore. They can't stomach his Brexit strategy. They can't stomach the anti-Semitism, the way that anti-Semitism has been dealt with by the party, and they are stepping away from the Labour Party that they say they love. Clearly, the important thing here is going to be whether any more MPs jump ship in the coming days and weeks, or whether this does end up being just a handful of parliamentarians that take this decision.
How much unanimity sort of is there among Labour MPs? In other words, do they have a... Let's put aside, Jeremy Corbyn's leadership issues for a second, because questions have been raised about his leadership for some time now. But are they together on Brexit? Do they have a common position? Is there unanimity among Labour MPs on the Brexit issue?
In a word, no, and that applies really to both major parties. Again, this is a hugely divisive issue, not just in the population, but also in Parliament. Most MPs do believe that the result of the referendum should be delivered upon, that parliamentarians would be unwise to pull Britain away from a result that was delivered in an EU referendum which millions and millions of Britons voted in. But how you get to Brexit, the type of Brexit you pursue, remains a very divisive issue indeed, and there are still some MPs who believe there should be a second referendum, and even those who think that Brexit should be avoided at all costs. So a hugely divisive issue it remains. And going back to Jeremy Corbyn, the Labour Party is divided on his leadership as well. Many Labour MPs think he's fantastic, think he delivered a great result at the last UK general election. But we saw interesting statements from the Labour Party today, from Jeremy Corbyn himself, describing him as being disappointed by this move of these MPs to quit the party, and saying that the party should be united. But we also heard from Tom Watson, the deputy leader of the Labour Party, and he said what he called the hard left should not be celebrating these MPs quitting the party, but should be reflecting on why they have done so. So even some difference there between the responses of the leader of the party and his deputy leader.
Potentially, what could this split do to the biggest issue, at hand, which is Brexit? Does it change, or does it bring with it any future possibilities that people may not have thought of up until what just happened?
Well, in a sense, it may not change a huge amount when it comes to Brexit, because most of these MPs who've quit the Labour Party are what you might call Remainer MPs. They didn't want Britain to leave the European Union. They were advising against a hard Brexit, and you would imagine that they will continue to vote in that way in Parliament when we do get those next amendments being voted on, and the final meaningful vote as well, whenever that turns out to be. So it's possible that this move won't have a huge impact on the Brexit process. What politics is all about here in the UK, as in every other country in the world, is that dreaded word momentum, and that will be crucial here. As I was saying earlier, we have these 7 MPs now who've stood aside. They're talking about having meetings this week to decide the future direction of their grouping, whether they elect a leader, for example, and whether they attract the support of more MPs. If they can encourage more MPs to leave the Labour Party and join their group, or at least align themselves with their group, if they could perhaps find the backing of the Liberal Democrat Party, for example, could they even attract some MPs from the Conservative Party to join them as well and create some kind of new centrist movement? It will be crucial to watch in the days and weeks ahead as to whether this is something that begins to snowball, or whether this is something that fizzles out very quickly.
Let's leave it there for this evening. Oli Balat live from us, from the United Kingdom.